Hello everyone. So today we are going to implement a pause menu using a common UI system. So here this is the pause menu, and we have already implemented the main menu in this series before, but now we are going to use the same main menu elements that we used and create the pause menu. But in the pause menu we have this resume button, settings, and main menu button. So these settings are already working. We implemented them when we implement them for the main menu. So yeah, so if I press resume, we are back in the game. So here, if I press pause button in the keyboard, and if I press again, it removes the pause menu as well. But while we are in the pause menu, inputs to the character is not applied. So we are going to implement this behavior with the common UI system. There is a separate input management system, so we are going to utilize that for that behavior. Alright, so these are the things we are going to work on today. And before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can download everything without any limits. And here is the full playlist of this series. Everything is implemented from scratch and explained. You can follow these episodes and implement everything by yourself. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave the links to everything in the description below. And now let's get started with today's episode. Right, so this is third person level that comes with the third person template. So I'm going to use this as the game level, and here we are going to implement and test the pause menu. Okay, so the first thing is here, let's go to plugins and UI widgets. Here I have the main menu. Let me open this. I'm going to set up the pause menu as a child of this menu. So because of that, I'm going to add the resume game and quit to main menu option in here, and I'm going to hide it for the main menu. So here, continue. Let me duplicate this and I'll name it MB resume. This should be the resume button in the pause menu. I'll change the text, so like this, and the quit. I'll set MB, let's call it MB menu. Let's call it menu. So quit into the main menu. And I think only other thing we would need is the settings button. Okay, so now by default here, main menu and the resume, I'll collapse them here, collapsed. Now let me go to the main menu test level. When I open the main menu, I wouldn't see the resume button or anything else. It's just these. Okay. Now, let's create a new user interface. Visual blueprint. As the parent, I'll choose main menu. This WBP main menu. And let's call it WBP pause menu. And here, let's go to the graph under pre-construct. Let's add a function. Let's call it setup pause menu. and here we can access these buttons and we continue and MB new game. So I'm setting what I'm doing here is getting the buttons that I need to hide. So I'm gonna hide continue, new game, chapters, extra, and quit. Chapters, extras, and be quit. And set visibility to collapsed. Think you wouldn't see a difference here. And also I need to enable the visibility of the pause menu buttons. So MB is in and MB quit, MB main menu. Set their visibility to visible. Connect this in the pre-construct. Okay. Now let's go here and I'll go to this, not this one, this third person label. So here we need to add a separate HUD class. We already have this HUD main menu. This one, what it does is add in the main menu into the viewport, but we don't need the main menu into the viewport, add it into the viewport in the game level. But still we need to do this, add in the base layout and adding it to the viewport. So only that's the only part we would need. So let's create a new HUD widget. Class call it HUD in game. And let me copy this part that we implemented yesterday. Oh, no need to, we can just do it. In the begin play, here I'll add a base layout. This should be a common user widget, class reference, and I'll assign this WBP base layout, which we did before yesterday. It has this game menu stack and has this push widget function, which pushes items into the into this widget stack. Okay, so now let's assign as the HUD here. Assigned. Let's create widget from this. Yeah. Player. Okay. And add to the report. Let's promote this to a variable. And variable should be in the type of this base layout. It's easier to keep the reference in that way. And we're gonna have to do a cast here. Save. Okay. Now let's add a function here. Pause. Show pause map. So all I'm gonna do is, let me rename this WBP base layout push widget, and here I want to push the pause menu. So let me promote this to a variable pause menu class base layout. Let's call it class so it's more clear. So pause menu and push widget. Here I'll assign WBP pause menu. Okay, right. Now let's come back here and I'll assign that in-game HUD. Nothing would happen here. As you can see, everything is working as before. So let's go to the player controller. And do we have a pause? We don't. That's fine. We have this IMC default. Okay, here let's add a pause input. IA pause. Let's add a mapping. The key I'll add escape, but we can't test that in editor, so I'll add for testing key P as well for pause. Okay, now since this IMC default is already associated with this player controller, it will already work. So I pause. Okay. So here we would need a reference to our HUD. Maybe we should do that in the begin play. Wait, HUD was to in-game HUD. And let's promote this to variable HUD in-game. Now when I get pause, I'll convert this to a validated get and call show pause menu. Okay, now if I play the game and press P, oh yeah, it calls multiple times. So that instead of triggered, let's use started. Yeah, press P. Yeah, now we have the resumes, settings, and main menu. and things are working. See, if I go to display, it's there, everything is there. And now we just need to implement resume button. So in there, all we need to do is we need some unpause option, unpause function or resume function, and we need to call it from the pause menu. I think we should do that. Well, here, let me do something like this. Let's set up a blueprint interface for that to implement by the player controller, so it makes easier to communicate. Here, let's add blueprint. Oh, let's add a folder here. P interfaces. Interface PPI player controller. Pause game. That a boolean. Oh, do we? Pause game and unpause game. Should I call unpause or resume? It's called resume. Or maybe unpause. Whatever. And let's implement that in our here player controller. Yeah, player controller and pause game. So pause game. Can I connect this to a function? I can't. Let's do like this, and here I'll call pause game. Let me check if it's not. Yeah, still working. And resume game. Here what I need to do is from the same HUD I need to remove the pause menu. So what to do is this is show widget. Do I have a remove widget? No. In here base layout, I'll add another function, remove widget. Get a reference to the stack and remove widget. Widget remove, promote as a parameter. And from the HUD, remove widget. Now this time we can pass. Oh, we didn't set this into a reference. Okay, so this should be a should have a return. Let's call this created widget Right now in the heart, we can promote this to variable. Let's promote this WVP post menu. Now here, remove post menu. We can pass this as a variable. Okay. And also maybe let's set this to null. Make it safer. Let's do this too. So if we don't have a valid post menu, we don't call this anymore. Okay. Now we can call this remove post menu from my player controller. And we need to call this resume game from our resume button, which is hard main menu. No, post menu. Yeah. Oh, this is implemented here. Resume. Oh, one thing I noticed is maybe we don't have padding for the resume button. Set this to 10. You can have whatever the value you want there on clicked. Get player control. No, get owning player. Resume game. All right, now let's check. Press P, we have the post menu. Press resume, we are back in the game. But we have a problem, we don't have the control back. Actually, we can force the game to have game level input, but I want to show you something different. So here in the main menu, we did this. Sorry, not in the main menu. Here, WBP common base activatable widget. Here we have an override here for the get desired input config. We have this, which makes it enable UI input and focus on the UI layer. So just like this, let's create a new empty widget for now, but obviously we are going to have a HUD in the game, so we would be filling with the stuff there, but right now it can be empty. User interface, widget blueprint, base common activatable widget, select WBP HUD. Okay, and here I'm gonna override get desired input config. This one in the parent, we are going to make one. And input mode, I'm going to set to game. Capture permanently, no slug, lock always, hide cursor. Okay. Now this is the HUD menu. Let's go to the HUD in game, and I'll add another class reference and menu class just like this. Menu class, post menu class. Let me duplicate this. So why can't I duplicate it? Looks like I can't duplicate class variables. It's fine. Common activatable widget. Uh, WP hot class. Okay. Compile. Oh, it's not common action widget. Common activatable widget. Right, and WP hard. And I'm gonna add it in the begin play. Base hard. Push widget. WP hard class. Okay, now let's see. We have the input navFabResP, we have the UI, PCM. Now we are in the game input. Okay, so everything is working as it should be. Right. What if I want to unpause the game with the same key? So for that, here in the player controller, we can have a variable first. By default, it's false. I'll set this to true here and set it to false here. Here, let's get the post, convert to branch. If it is not false, I'll call first game, otherwise I'll cause I can call resume game, but yeah, it's fine. Resume game. Use this. Okay, let's see. P, pause, P, unpause. So yeah, inputs are working. I can open and close the pause menu with the same key, but while the pause menu is open, player inputs are not working. So here, if you want to see that, let me make this a bit transparent. Image, so you can see it clearly. Is now press P. See, we have the character in the background, and I'm pressing WSAD now, but it's not moving. But if I press P, which is the pause key, it removes the key. So keyboard inputs are working with input actions, but it's just not applied to the character. So that's the nice thing with this common UI approach. So yeah, it's working. So that's all I'm gonna do for today. Thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download. here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.